The BMW 3 Series. This is supposed to be the benchmark of mid-sized performance sedans. So walking up to the car, you see it's a sexy looking car. It looks like it could be a 5 Series even. The body lines are distinct and the shape is familiar for BMW. The first impressions you get with this car will be when somebody hands you the large key fob. Like, why are these key fobs so large nowadays? We have the technology to make things a little more compact. Leaving the key fob in your pocket is a good way to end up with a dead battery. The buttons on the key fob are still active. You can still lock and unlock the door as you're driving down the road. This car is a push button start, so you no longer have an ignition to put the key in. So you end up throwing it in the center console, in the glove box, in the trunk, wherever they'll fit. Once you get inside, the interior is cramped. I don't know how they pulled that off. It looks like a mid-sized sedan externally. Inside, the car dimensionally is similar to the Corolla. And when you sit inside, you notice right away that there's vinyl seats inside a BMW. Vinyl seats. These seats are obviously not leather. It's not even close. This material is called Sensitech. It feels tacky or rubbery to the touch. It's a shame. I think I would prefer cloth seats before these. It's reminiscent of the vinyl seats on a school bus. The shiny wood trim on the console is blinding in the sun. The wood trim actually looks fake. I'm not really sure if it's fake, but it does appear to be fake. And that's just another thing that goes right along with the fake vinyl seats. And then you look to the door and you wonder to yourself, where on earth is the lock switch? How do I unlock the door for my passengers? Nowhere on the door. Nowhere on the center console. Guess what? It's on the dashboard, right next to the hazard button. It's silly. It's just trying to be different. The info screen looks like an afterthought. It looks like somebody just stuck an old tablet on top of the dashboard, and its dimensions leave much to be desired. The infographics are actually good. They're easy to read and recognize, but navigating through it can be a chore. And there's too much going on with the iDrive knob. There's too many buttons. There's a lot to learn. I can see too many people not even bothering with it or avoiding interaction with it entirely. No GPS. Stop pretending it's an expensive option. Mazda introduced GPS in 1990. I'm sure 25 years later BMW could manage to put it in all their cars. Of the 3 vehicle modes you can put the car in, Eco Pro is one of them. What does Eco Pro mean? What does the Pro part mean? Aside from the naming, this is actually a neat feature. It dampens acceleration inputs, upshifts the transmission quicker, and is conservative with the air conditioning and power usage. Active sound. I really don't know how I feel about this. I think the worst part of it is that it's enhanced electronically. It really takes away from the experience of knowing what you're hearing as simulated sounds coming through the speakers. I feel lied to when I drive the car. Since we're being silly, why not make the sound selectable, like the sound of an F1 car? A NASCAR Cup car. Or the Jetsons mobile. This is becoming a trend throughout the industry. Volkswagen and Audi uses a vibrator or sound dictator, or whatever on the firewall, and on some cars uses what essentially are low frequency speakers in the exhaust. At least some cars, like the Subaru BRZ and the Lexus LFA, use an actual pipe to the interior that makes use of the resonance from the engine's intake. That's not so fake to me. The mirrors don't fold enough. It's a nice thought, but if you're gonna do it, make it worth it. No halo headlights? That's iconic for BMW. It's something they made popular. Oh, let me guess, you need to tease out another $2,500 for a lighting package, I bet. And the gauges are very flat and they look dated. Like something out of an 80s BMW. Let's compare that to a modern Nissan Altima. Now the electronic shifter is awkward and phallic. for lack of a better word. And it doesn't shift in a normal park, reverse, neutral, drive sequence. And BMW is putting this shifter in everything, unfortunately. It feels like a joystick from an arcade flight simulator. It doesn't feel like $40,000 to me. The automatic wipers aren't very good. You need to activate the automatic wipers every time it rains. That makes them not automatic wipers. Mercedes does this a lot better. They've been doing it for a long time. You would think to be able to take the simple idea of if you switch them to automatic, they should stay in automatic. The wipers shouldn't default to an off position. Overall, this car is a great driver's car. The car corners and performs amazingly well. And its turbo 2-liter provide a good punch, but it costs nearly $40,000. With a fake leather interior and potentially fake wood dashboard and no GPS, no HIDs, is this car really worth the price of 2 new Corollas? No, this car should be just over 30 grand new, and that's with the XDRIVE all-wheel drive.